just got back from a few weeks in the Kalahari desert, and it was amazing. It was beautiful, it was remote, it was challenging, it was epic. And from that experience, we've got a project that's just amazing. It's a once in a lifetime opportunity. The project is this: fathers and sons, so boys who are 6 to 11, more or less, to go out and spend a week with the San people, the indigenous communities who live out in the desert, hunting, trapping, tracking, making bows and arrows, gathering food, finding water, just living with them out in the bush. Immersive experience, 1 week. Why? Well, these are the world's first people. I mean, we have all evolved from them, right? They have a very, 200,000 years at least of tradition of living in these ways. And so the reason I went out there was to go to learn from them, because they are the most human humans they are. I mean, they're the essence of what it means to be a human, and more specifically, to be a man and to be a father, right? There's this long tradition passed on from father to son of how to survive, and not just survive, but thrive in one of the world's harshest environments that there is, right? And the world we live in today is, to my mind at least, it's complex, it's often confusing. Many people are, depressed, anxious, confused. There's so much chaos around it. And for me, in order to work through all that, it's fundamental to always go back to basics, right? So for me, being in nature is incredibly important. And I work a lot with heat, with cold, with fasting, with long distance running, with psychedelics, a lot of different tools to sort of brush aside all the noise and get to what is essentially me. And for me, this trip was sort of the next step of really immersing myself in a community of people who live in that way day to day without even trying. I mean, it's just who they are. And it was, like I said, it was an incredible experience. But when I got there, I realized it's not the idyllic Eden that I had imagined, that the way you can maybe see it on the internet or read it in a book, right? These people are not living the way they lived 200 years ago. There's been lots of pressure from miners, from hunters, people taking their land, building roads, killing off the animals that they used to survive on. Evangelists are coming in and telling them all their traditions are demonic and they're going to go to hell. Really cheap, horrible alcohol has been introduced and has created all kinds of problems with alcoholism. Like, it is not Eden, right? It's not perfect. But even with all of that, there are people living in a way very close to the way they have been living for 200,000 years. They're still holding on to their traditions. But what they see is that those traditions are in danger of being lost. Through all these pressures, the younger generation oftentimes are not willing or eager to learn the hunting and the tracking and these rites, these rituals, this deep knowledge that has sustained this community for as long as humans have existed, right? And so I spoke with people in many different villages, shamans, hunters, people of all different ages, trying to figure out, like, okay, what do you need? And how can people from the outside, how can we help you, right? And so the answer again and again was, we need to hold on to our traditions. We need to pass them on. And so the idea we developed together is to go out there, a group of fathers and sons, specifically to learn these traditions. So to share time together, to be completely integrated with them, to pay them for their services. But more than that, to help the younger generations who are living with them see that this is important. People are willing to come from all over the world, not just willing, excited, ecstatic to come from all over the world to learn from them, because this is essential to what it means to be a human, to be a man, to be a father. We owe this to ourselves, we owe this to our sons to have this experience. And if they see that, they see us there learning and just being immersed in their culture, then their kids are going to want to come along too, and they're going to want to learn, and they're going to be involved, right? So that's the idea. That's the plan, you know. And it's still early days. There's a lot of logistics to be taken care of. I don't know the exact date. It's going to be the end of November 2022. And if you're interested, if you have a son and you want to take him along to have what I think is going to be just an amazing experience, like the experience of a lifetime, literally, then yeah, be in touch. We're going to create a small group. We're going to make it cohesive, robust, strong group, people who are really excited about doing this. And we're going to go out there and just live it up, man. It's going to be wild. It's not luxury by any means. You're camping, you get hot, you get cold, you get dirty, and yeah, you gotta go for it, man. That's what it's all about. So if that sounds good to you, then be in touch, and let's make this happen.